He's an elite axeman at the top of his game and gunning for a record 10th World Championship title.
The desire that I had as a 12-year-old, it hasn't changed. I still desire to be the best that I can possibly be.
But while Jason Wynyard's mental strength is as sharp as ever, the battle now is with his body.
At times, it kind of seemed like I may never, ever get the opportunity again.
Jason Wynyard!
The power that comes from Jason Wynyard is insane.
For more than 30 years, the name Jason Wynyard has dominated Timbersports.
I think I've been involved with the sport so long that the young guys that are in their 20s now, I used to compete with their fathers. So it's pretty funny, but they show me a lot of respect, and that's pretty cool.
Jason Wynyard is a legend amongst Timbersports athletes.
The 48-year-old axeman has travelled the world with the sport and cultivated a global following because of what he can do at speed with a block of wood.
But I tell you what, Wynyard has got so much power behind his swings.
Here he is in action, carving up the competition at the World Champs in 2016.
It's official! Jason Wynyard is the Steel Timbersports World Champion!
But just 2 years later, his future in the sport looked like it was all but over.
I couldn't even do everyday things like carry a bag of groceries upstairs. I couldn't even walk upstairs, so it was pretty bad. And I'm terrible because I downplay things, but it was really bad.
3 decades at the top of competitive woodchopping has wrecked Jason's body. The intensity of the sport has resulted in Jason battling back and shoulder injuries and crippling osteoarthritis in his right hip.
As soon as you open your eyes, you've just got this horrible pain that's deep down inside your hip, and it just doesn't go away.
But even though he hit rock bottom, Jason refused to give up on the sport he loves. In 2020, he took a chance on stem cell treatment and potentially risky surgery.
I remember going under with the surgeon, and he says to me, look, you realise that if we get in there and the bone's not dense enough, we're going to have to do a full hip replacement, which would have meant the end of my wood chopping. I woke up out of the anaesthetic, and the best thing I heard from the surgeon was, we were able to do your resurfacing, and that was just like, oh man, I'm so happy. And then I knew I could possibly make a comeback after that.
And he's gone from barely being able to walk to now smashing his personal bests.
Now I have a 3-day-a-week heavy gym session combined with my weekend work on the wood chopping. And I've got to really be careful because I tend to overtrain and then run myself into illness. And I'm feeling really good right now, so I'm going to have to really stick to the program.
Jason's father, Pāho Wynyard, was also considered one of the sport's greatest in his time.
I took up wood chopping because of Dad, watching Dad compete when I was young, and just wanted to be like Dad, you know. Wanted to be as good as Dad, and it was really hard losing him because he was always the one I could go to and say, oh, look, Dad, I'm having trouble with this. What do you think? He was so strong in everything he did, and he made you believe that you could do anything because there was nothing he couldn't do. I kind of wish he had been able to see the New Year's honour that I received, because I was really, really proud to win that, and he would have been really proud too.
Jason Wynyard getting into his work now.
Like his dad, Jason has incredible determination, clawing his way back into contention at the Timbersports National Championships in March.
And that, as they say, is how it's done. Jason Wynyard, everyone. Our national champion for 2022, it is Jason Wynyard.
Jason's back on the winner's podium, looking like he'd never been away.
The journey's been a tough one, and today was really tough.
And things were about to get tougher. Just before his next competition in Sydney, Jason, an asthmatic, was dealt another blow, COVID-19. which led to a lacklustre performance and a major setback to his training.
Catching a disease that affects your cardiovascular system right before that contest was definitely not ideal. I went back to zero with my fitness almost, so that was really frustrating for me. But I'm pretty determined. I just kept working and put some good people around me, so I think that's helped my cause a lot.
One of those people is close friend and former national selector, Terry Hohneck.
Training going all right?
Who's known Jason since he was a teenager.
How remarkable is it that he's made this comeback after 3 years in the wilderness?
He's done amazingly well to come back. It's a credit to himself, first and foremost, the amount of dedication that he puts into his sport. He's a beautiful role model for all young Māori and for other New Zealanders.
Aotearoa's top axeman has unfinished business. He says the upcoming World Championship in Sweden is probably his last crack at a record-breaking title.
What do you think his chances are for a 10th world title?
He's won more than anyone else, so you'd never write that off. And he knows what it's like to go overseas amongst the best in the world and win that. So I think his chances are right up there.
All I can do is put the best of myself out there and give myself the best chance. Hey, I have an opportunity, I have the drive, I know what to do. All the pieces are in place and I will give it my best.